So you've got a big chunk of narrative text that you want your kids to engage with. And it's not super straightforward, but it's what you've been given, or you just think it's really important to cover it all. Our kids' attention spans are this big, but this text is demanding an attention span that's this big. What do I do? Well, enter the whiteboard comic strip. Now, I've used this a bunch of times and it helps kids to think through and remember a story. Not every kid is going to be able to listen and remember everything that you say. Well, actually, none of your kids are going to be able to do that. So we really have to help them out. Here's what you do. You get your text and you try and find some of its natural breaks. If you can split it into 4 or 6, then that's really great. Not always possible, and that's fine. And then for each story, for those chunks that you've just split it into, each chunk you draft out a picture. And then you present that picture to the kids. Now, I like to use really big, fat whiteboard markers. You can buy really fat ones, and that's so that the kids can see what's happening from a distance. And also just the novelty of it, and it's just fun. Kids are going to think you're really, well, they're not going to think you're really interesting. They're going to think the whiteboard markers are really interesting. As you're presenting, your kids can easily look back on the storyboard and remember what's going on. And you can point back to reveal character motives that might not have been obvious in the early parts of the text. But now looking back, they can see the whole story more fully. Now, when you're making your comic, try to keep the characters consistent. Now, you can check out this video about using your awful drawing skills to engage kids. But stop, because I wouldn't recommend presenting the whole comic strip just in one go. That kind of misses the point of breaking up the story. So each scene should have like 1 or 2 questions that go with it. So draw one scene, then ask a few short questions, and then move on to drawing your second scene and repeat. Some really simple but effective questions that you can ask are, so what happened in this scene? Or why did that happen? Or what do you think is going to happen next? Simple questions like that. Now, depending on your drawing confidence, you might be able to dive in without a plan and laugh about whatever comes out, but I do recommend some basic drafts beforehand. And you can keep that mini picture that you drew right next to you so that you know exactly what you're drawing. The kids won't even realize that you're copying your past self. So thanks, past me. You've been such a help. Now, I'd love to hear if you've tried this before or if you've tested this out and how it went. So I hope this has been a help for you. I'll see you in the next video.